My girlfriend dated me because of a dare. My girlfriend 17 female and I 18 male have been dating for 5 months. Before we started dating I had a crush on her for roughly a year. It was quite well known since one of my old friends spilled it directly to her and her friends. They giggled for some time, but she never made a move on me or spoke to me about it. We're just classmates and aren't close. For New Year's, she hosted a birthday party for her 17th birthday. I was overjoyed and happily came. It was a great party, though I was mostly off to the side since my old friends were mainly mingling with other people. A few days afterwards, she came up to me and asked to meet me after school. We agreed at the park to where she confessed she had feelings for me and wanted to be a couple. I was over the moon and we began dating that day. Our relationship was pretty solid. We didn't get into many fights, but she wasn't all that affectionate, which I was fine with. We never got intimate and mainly did small things like cuddling. Skip to 5 months, she was in my home and in the kitchen, making herself a snack. Her phone was buzzing and she asked me to bring it over. Her settings are where you can see the first line of the message. The phone also automatically turns on whenever she receives a notification. I took a glimpse and it was one of her friends. I didn't take a good look, but it read something like, "When is the breakup happening?" Which immediately attracted my attention. I unlocked her phone since I knew her password prior. I read a few more messages where they were talking about a prank they pulled on me. I confronted her about it and she went silent. After some prodding, she confessed. During her birthday, one of her friends dared her to ask me out. She got guilty when we continued dating for months upon months. It was supposed to be a one-time thing with a simple date at a restaurant. They planned to hook me up with someone and frame me for cheating in the next few weeks, so she has a valid reason to break up with me. It also gave the other girls a chance to spread rumors about me. We got into a huge fight and I told her to leave and that we are done. It's only been a few hours and I'm absolutely devastated. I really like this girl and she decided that it was a fun idea to pull on my heartstrings. I don't know what to do. Her things are still here, so I'm going to put it all in a box and leave it outside. She's been texting me, apologizing and trying to explain herself. I blocked her friends' numbers since they were also harassing me. I haven't blocked her number just yet since we have to get each other's stuff from the other's houses. After that, I'll be going no contact. Luckily the school year is almost over and I'm graduating, so I don't have to see her again. Still, I'm really upset. It hurts, man. I'm in love with an escort. 8 years ago my wife passed away and I had a difficult time coping. Eventually I tried online dating, but went nowhere. I started seeing someone providing a service, and she was amazing. We really connected on an emotional as well as a physical level. I've seen her at least once a week for the past 5 years. I feel like we've grown close over this time and she's opened up to me as well. She's told me her real name. I've been to her actual condo. She's told me her reasons for getting into this industry. We talk about her family, and I've even taken her on vacation several times. We text daily. We've talked about her school and her career and this is what's messing me up. I feel a strong connection but I also realize it's her job, and I'm paying her. The problem for me is that she's now done school and is ready to move back home to begin her career and quit being in this industry. She told me all this during Christmas. She bought me a PlayStation 5 for Christmas. What the F? She said it was a thank you for being a great client all these years and she said she is gonna miss me. She said that even though I was a client I always made her feel special. She said she is gonna miss venting to me and appreciated me always listening to her. She said she is planning on making the move this spring. I'm mentally preparing for it but don't know if I can handle it. I think I am in love with her. I want to tell her this. I want to tell her I love her and she means everything to me. I really think she has feelings too, but I don't know. Maybe she's really good at her job. It's probably a long shot, but I'd love to be in a real relationship with her. Heck, I'd even relocate with her. Should I tell her I love her? I'm 40, no kids. I don't have a lot of close friends. All I have is my career. What do I have to lose? I don't know. Then again, if this is all just a part of her job, I don't want to make her feel awkward. Update. So I told her how I felt. We had another amazing time this weekend. We were cuddling in bed and looking at potential homes for her when she moves back. She seemed very excited about her future. At this point I wasn't going to say anything. She seemed so excited about her future that I didn't want to ruin the moment. As we were about to fall asleep she said that she's going to miss this. I asked her to explain and she said she's going to miss snuggling with me, miss my massages, hair play, and chatting and hanging out. So then I told her how amazing a person she was and how I was excited for her future too. I said that she positioned herself to get everything she wanted out of life. I thanked her for everything she has done and how important she had been to me over the years. I said I have developed deep feelings for her and asked her if we can see each other once she retires. I asked her if I can take her out on a real date afterwards. Her response: I care about you too but let's not complicate things right now and enjoy our remaining time together. She fell asleep shortly thereafter while I was up all night with my heart breaking. The next morning I apologized for making things weird. She said it's fine and she understands and not to worry about it. She seemed to be taking this all so calmly and casually, like it didn't affect her at all. Meanwhile I'm dying inside. Before I left she recommended a friend of hers who is in the same industry that I can see once she retires. Ouch. This was Sunday. For the next few days it was weird. Usually we text all the time. She'd send me cute pics and stuff, but there was barely any communication. Then I receive an email. She tells me that I have been an important part of her life too and that I've helped her grow throughout the years. She says that she has feelings too but are unsure of what they are exactly. Somewhere along the way the lines were blurred and she said it was her fault for letting that happen. She doesn't want to explore those feelings because she has to move on with her life. She says it will never work because there are so many obstacles to overcome, mainly the fact that she will be living across the country. She says she is open to being friends but isn't even sure about that as it might complicate things. She suggested that we take a break from seeing each other for a while. I replied and apologized again for making things weird. I told her that she was special and I will support whatever she wants to do. Well, I am absolutely destroyed. I mean, I knew this probably wasn't going to end well, but I don't know how I'm going to get over this heartbreak. I don't know if I'll ever see her again. What am I going to do now? No one wants to be with a broken down 40-year-old man. For her, I am happy she is starting a new life. She will be successful in her new career, get married and start a family. I was delusional to think that it could have been with me. I want to thank everyone for the kind words and support. As for the ones with the negative comments or who have attacked me in my DMs, it doesn't matter to me. Nothing that you say can make me feel any worse than already do. Maybe it's time for some professional help, or I should just go see that other person she recommended. My wife hit my car and her reaction upset me more than the damage. I have a 1971 Cadillac Eldorado, a wonderful car. I spent a lot of money to make it almost like brand new. Yesterday my wife went to take her car out of the garage and got distracted by our daughter who was in the back seat, turned the steering wheel too soon and ended up hitting her car on my Cadillac, scratching the paint on the side a lot. When I got home from work she was at the garage door waiting for me, and it was cold. I could tell by her crying face that something had happened. Then she told me that she had hit my car, started to cry saying that it was an accident and apologized. She was trembling and wringing her hands. She always wrings her hands when she is very nervous. Until now I don't understand why all this fear. We have been together for 9 years and she knows that I am not violent. We went into the garage and she started to cry even more. Of course I was a little disappointed to see that damage to my car, but she didn't do it on purpose and apologized. I hugged her and told her to stop crying and to stay calm. No one was hurt and that's what matters. The other things we can fix later. Even though it's a car that I love and that I took years to buy, it's still just a material object that has no value when compared to my family. What bothered me the most was her reaction. Waiting for me outside in the cold, shaking and crying like that. That was not necessary. Today we talked about it and she told me that she couldn't contain herself because she was so afraid. Afraid of what? Of me. This upset me more than the damage to the car. A couple should respect each other, not be afraid. Respect is different from fear. I would never hurt her for any reason, and that is what I want her to keep in mind. Update: my girlfriend dated me because of a dare. I honestly didn't expect to post an update so soon, but since I did agree to pick up my things today while also dropping hers off, I don't know why I expected nothing to happen. A lot of you pointed out about she may have fallen in love with me during our relationship. It doesn't matter if she did or not. She broke my trust and I'm no longer attracted to her after yesterday. She allowed her friends to talk crap about me and plotted to destroy my reputation. She's weak-minded and I'm not going to further date someone who will pick their abusive friends over their romantic interest. Do I feel bad? A little, but I tried warning her and she did not listen. Now on to the actual update. So I went to my ex's house with a friend of mine since in no way I'm going there alone. It was right before school. I didn't see my things outside so I rung the doorbell. Her father came out and handed my things while I gave him her things. He asked if I had cheated on her since she's crying in her room about it. So yeah, more of you were right about them spreading rumors and trying to blast me. I explained I didn't and even showed the screenshots I had on my phone. I ended up sending him it through his phone number. He thanked me and said he'll take a look at it. I told him if he didn't believe me through this then look at her phone. My friend and I left to go back home and get ready for school. I'm happy I got my guitar back since it's really the only thing I valued. After school, I got a call from my ex's dad. He apologized for the accusations and found the group chat of the girls and the hookup plans. He said he was going to punish his daughter and find these friends' parents. He got their names already and he's prodding my ex to know where they live. I told him he could use my screenshots as evidence to back me up. Props to the dad for being calm about this. That's really all that happened. I know her dad and he's a scary man. He's 6 feet and built. He can be very intimidating and I know my ex will give up the information. It's only a matter of time the girls will fall. I'll be keeping an eye out since I have a week left of school. If anything happens, I'll post another update. I'm not interested in finding their socials and seeing if they already started spreading the whole cheating rumors. I'm sure they did. However, everything was fine at school. But now it's the weekend, so I may receive some backlash when I return. I honestly don't care. I already got accepted into a college and I'm ditching this place. I just need to survive a week and graduation. My ex's dad will do all the heavy work.
Learning my boyfriend's native language in secret. Haven't told anyone this, but I wanted to surprise my boyfriend by learning his native language. The last time I visited his home country, a year ago, I noticed that a lot of his friends and family had trouble switching to English around me, and even his sister was too self-conscious to try out her English with me. I also felt like I was missing out so much on culture and humor. I love my boyfriend and want to be an authentic part of his world. I also am passionate about language learning and partaking in new cultures, so I started learning his native language on Duolingo. I currently have over a 150-day streak. I'm nearly finished with the course. I've been practicing for over an hour a day, and I've been watching TV and movies and listening to podcasts in the language. Luckily the language isn't too different from English. I think I'm getting to be conversationally fluent, and it makes me so happy. I'm visiting his home country again in May, and I can't wait to surprise him and his family by whipping out my new secret power. Update: so me and my boyfriend were walking around Copenhagen a week ago, having just arrived, and came to a park. I was originally planning on surprising him with my secret by participating in a Danish conversation, but since it would be a few days until we saw his family and friends, I just couldn't wait. It was nearly sunset and the park was so warm and beautiful. We were sitting down in the grass just people watching, and I told him that I have been keeping a secret from him for a while, that I had been learning Danish for him for the past few months because I loved him and wanted to be an authentic part of his life. I was so nervous and relieved to say it, and his eyes widened and he just hugged me for a very long time and smiled and told me that he was so happy. He said that he had an inkling that I was doing something like this, because on our shared Spotify playlist, a bunch of Danish songs had begun to pop up. I had been listening to learn the lyrics. He said he would love to help me with the language. For the rest of the day we just talked and then had an amazing dinner. It felt like a huge weight had been lifted off my chest. Fast forward a week and I've been hanging out with his family and friends, and they have all said how shocked they are at how good I am at Danish, having only learned it for 6 months. I can listen and have full conversations with people. It's like a dream come true. I've even made a few jokes. I'm a little slow at speaking and I make some mistakes, but I'm so glad that my hard work has paid off. 45 minutes to an hour every day for the past 6 months. Yesterday we were at a bar and I was speaking with a lot of my boyfriend's childhood friends, just having simple conversations about books and football and jobs, and a lot of them independently came up to my boyfriend later and told him how impressed they were, both with my Danish and with me as a person. Call me selfish, but it just made me so happy to hear that. It's so nice to see how my work has paid off. I think that communicating with people in their native language lets you see their most authentic selves, and so I felt like I got to know them much better than if we just spoke in English. Last night my boyfriend just reiterated how much he loves me and how impressed and overjoyed he is that I've done this. He says it opened so many doors for me, just in terms of work and living opportunities here, and also how much he and his friends and family appreciate it. Of course I have lots more to learn, but I think my trip so far has been nothing but a huge success. We've shared so many awesome moments together. I love my boyfriend and his country and I can't wait to get more fluent.
Today I messed up when I got exposed in front of someone who didn't want me exposed and then getting us lost. My friends and I returned from our camping trip this morning. We were a small group of guys and girls in our early 20s, all friends. On the first camping night, one of the girls in the group wanted someone to go with her into the woods when she had to go pee. She asked me. I said cool. The second night she asked me again. No problem. Third night, me again. She never asked anyone else. The rest of the group noticed. Some of them were convinced her intention was to get together with me. She's into you. Stop playing dumb. Make a move next time. That was the feedback from the group. On night 4, all of us used mushrooms. My friend was really feeling it when nature called. I was equally feeling it when she asked me to go with her. By the time she was done peeing, I was completely exposed. I asked my friend if she wanted to get exposed too. She said she wanted me to get clothed. I got the message and managed to get dressed, but not fully. My shirt was gone. I was unable to figure out where I tossed it. My friend and I searched for my missing shirt for more or less 15 minutes before we gave up. At that moment we realized we were kind of lost. It took us almost an hour to find our way back to the camp. When we explained to the group what happened, none of them were convinced we were gone for that long without getting together. I referred to my bare chest and said we were really just looking for my shirt. One of the guys said my shirt was on a foldable chair and explained that I left it there because I said the letters on my shirt were melting. On night 5, my friend asked someone else to go with her.